Alrighty boys, welcome back to episode 2 of Project Lemonade. If you didn't watch the first one, we had a 105 Series Landcruiser, ripped the body out, changed over the chassis, got our new chassis up and rolling. And at the end of that episode, we said at the end of this episode, we're gonna have that body on. We're gonna have it pretty much as a rolling car. So that's what we're gonna work on today. We gotta put our motor in, we gotta put our body on, we got new shocks to throw in. It's all happening, boys, it's all happening. So by the end of this episode, we should have what resembles a functional car. And then we can get to building our top secret turbulence. All right, so first things first, we've got to get our old motor that we pulled out of our stat write-off and throw it into our new chassis. It's currently sitting on some tires ready to go. So we'll get the forklift and get all that happening right now. Alright, so we got the motor on. Believe it or not, that's the easy part. So the hard part now is trying to line everything up, and we've already got a problem. So I'm guessing this was probably a manual chassis, so therefore the mounts for the gearbox aren't lining up. So we're going to have to twist our mounts around, get a good spot, and then make like a bracket to hold the gearbox into its position. So I'm just measuring up our bracket that we're going to make to bolt this gearbox in. On the other chassis, this part here is a lot further back, so I'm guessing that's an automatic chassis, this is a manual chassis. So I'm just going to make a bracket pretty much to hold this gearbox mount, whatever the fuck you call it, and then that's pretty much just going to sit in there, and then everything's going to bolt in and be smick. There are many workarounds on this build, and this is the 10th one. First one was buying the dumb thing. Alright, so I got to bolt the tail shafts on, both front and rear. I got cooler lines to put on, and I got the exhaust pipe. Take it to the back, and then we're ready for our body to go on. So I got to put the other exhaust in, so that way it's roadworthy, line up everything, and then that body is ready to go on. And yes, we have not given up on the blitz. So we thought we'd come in here and work on this on the Sunday, but we are literally just waiting for parts for that thing. It'll be back, don't worry, we haven't given up on it. Everyone was so upset, so you guys must really like that thing. But we haven't forgotten about it. We're just waiting on bits. Same thing when we're working on that, we're waiting on bits for this. So it just keeps everything moving nice and streamlined. Actually, might have a beer real quick. Nobody move. I've lost my beer. So our chassis is ready to go. So now we're going to prep. So this morning I stripped out everything that was in the engine base. I sanded it all back, cleaned it all, and then painted it with leftover friggin' rubber liner, bully liner from the Denny Ute build, from our mates over at Car Builders. So it looks smick in here, all texture coated. So this is going to be the only bit that's going to be texture coated, which is under the bonnet. The rest is going to be normal paint. So we got that going too, but first we're going to get this on the chassis, and then it's all going to come together, boys. Just need my forklift operator to pull his head in. On, boys. Probably wouldn't be a bad thing. Probably wouldn't be a bad thing. It looks fucking good. It looks really good. See how heavy it is now, so we can roll it back. Gear sticks in, but reverse, neutral, drive low. It's not bolted down, but bop, bop, bop. That loves it.
So if I bring my tractor in here, I can weld the exhaust pipe up?
Sure. You do whatever the fuck you want. That's a living. Alright, so we've got a cab on, and I'll tell you what, this engine bay looks absolutely mint with the motor sitting in there. All nice texture coating, so when everything goes on, it's just going to look so good. So it looks pretty good as it's sitting. Obviously we're not going to keep these blue doors because they're all busted up, but that's why we kept our other ones. Nothing is hooked up, it's basically just the body sitting on the chassis. I still have a ton to do. I got to wire up everything. I got to put, as I said, I got to rip the dash out of that one. I'm going to pull everything out of that one, the whole interior. So we still got to fit out all the inside. We got to do all the body panels. We got to hook up all the wires, hook up the motor, so she's just a turnkey car, away we go. So this is why you can't leave this shed open. As soon as it's open, he moves shit in. It's like weeping angels, but with tractors and fucking lawnmowers.
Just in from ploughing the paddocks, mate. Repair on this muffler.
There's heaps left to do, but that is another day. Today we're going to have a beer and just admire our work. It's good. We've come a long way. Come a long way. Did you drink all my beer? Alright, that's it for this day. We can come back again tomorrow and we'll smash it all out. See you tomorrow, boys. Oh, bedtime. Alright boys, before we get started on today, Olight reached out to us and said, hey, thanks a lot for mentioning our torches, but this time can you be a little bit rougher? Bad idea. This one here is the Warrior X Pro, and I've been using this one for a while now and it's a really good torch. So we're gonna go put this thing through its paces and then see what it's all about. Come with me, boys. Alright, so we're about 4 meters up. We're just gonna do a simple drop test and see if it survives. This is simulating running full sprint and tripping over. And did it survive? Motherfucker. Quick warm-up test. That was a nice light one to see how it do. What do you reckon? We throw it up, send it in orbit. Are you ready? Wow, that was a good 10 meters. Ooh. That hit pretty fucking hard. Does it turn on? Motherfucker. It's still good. Not even a couple little dings. A bit dusty now. She's still on. So I think the drop test at most heights is going to be fine because it is a solid unit. There's not much, like, there's nothing that can really go wrong with this. Alright, what do we have? We have a lot of cars. You want to run it over? It went into the dirt, man. So the torch is still on, so I'm going to give it a quick squirt and see if we can mess this fucker up. Is it dead? Still on. Fucking hell. Motherfucker. Couple little nicks. There's a few rocks jammed in there. But hey, that's not too bad, eh? For a torch, it is not meant to do any of that. And it is still, I thought I would have bent it or like something. For sure. I don't know, I think the proof was in the pudding, boys. If you use the link below, you guys get a discount on all the Olight stuff, not just the Warrior. Alright, now we've had some fun. Back to the fucking lemon. Let's go. Alright boys, welcome back to day 2. As you can see, it's a nice overcast, drizzling day. So we're going to focus on everything inside the car. Undercover, won't get wet. So I got some felt tape from Car Builders. What I'm going to do is go over the whole wiring harness in the engine bay, make it look all pretty. I've already done this bit, looking good. Done the main harness, most of it anyway. And then we can slap the dash back in, get a battery in this fucker and get it fucking moving. Now, if you hated the wheel nuts, you're gonna fucking hate these horns. Where's my screwdriver? I'll show you. Check this out, ready? Let us know what you think of my horns. And no, I did not steal them off some kid's Civic. Fuck off. Well, the plan is today I'm going to get this harness in and then run all the electrics behind the dash, throw the crash bar in, pretty much throw all the aircon shit in, and then throw the dash on, so that way chuck a battery in, turn the key, and then we can go for a drive. It should work. It'll be work. It's not like we've changed anything. It's not like the Denny Ute where we had to rewire everything. Everything's just straight swap over. Switch to montage. All the main wiring is underneath the bonnet. That's all done. Now I'm going to start running. I got to put this in so I can put a crash bar in so I can run all the wiring harness to plug into the boards on both sides. This is a heater core, so this will run from your radiator, go through and then blow hot air out. That's how you get a heater. And then you have your aircon. So that's your aircon, so your gas will run through here, air will blow past that. This will be cold, that's how you get aircon. So I'm going to put all that in, put our crash bar in, which is pretty much a big metal rod that goes either side of the thing. That's what your steering and everything else bolts to. So, without further ado, we're going to get into it. You know what we should do first? Put dash in. We'll put the dash in first. Idiot. Finally got the dash in, that's all done. Went through, plugged everything in that needs to be plugged in. I even put the center console, lined up all the gear knobs, threw a seat in. There's only one seat in there, but that's all I need. But the inside's looking pretty bare at the moment, but we'll save that for next episode. We've got a lot of stuff to put in. So all that's left now is to throw all our old white panels on, and then should be ready to drive. Alright, so that's the panels all done. I even got the snorkel hooked up, but there's one problem with the alignment, is this door. You see that gap there? It's not a good gap. It's too big, so it might just be a matter of undoing the front hinge and sliding this door back a bit so it shuts properly. But the other side's perfect, it's just this door here. So we promised you we'd have something that looks like a car, and I'm pretty sure this is as car-y as it gets. And if we find a battery here on the farm somewhere, we might even be able to start this bitch up and go for a drive. Oh, the trim, this bit. No, that's nothing to worry about. It's got to be a higher trim package because it's got this. So this is a GXL, so this must have been, I don't know, there's that many different ones. Let us know in the comments what you reckon that trim's of. Thin black line, and then this big, massive, silver looking thing. Let us know. If you know what that trim is, write it down in the comments, boys. The engine bay looks absolutely mint, clean as. Everything's perfect, everything's wrapped in the car builder's wiring loom wrap. So I still have headlights to sort out and shit like that, but I might have a surprise coming for that. We don't know yet. All right, so we're gonna see if we can find a battery, and then we'll be ready to take this thing for a spin. I pinched the battery out of Dad's car, but don't tell him. He always steals me batteries. Alright, now I'm going to connect this and see if an airbag goes off. We're good. The battery's in. I just see it's not burning. Wonder what was burning. That's not good. Well, we connected power and then we smelt burning electricals, which means that we've cooked something and now we don't have any power. I got the cameraman to turn the ignition on to see if there was power there, but apparently there's no power there, which is not good. Which is really not good, because that means no power, no start. Fuck. Got power going somewhere. But where? Alright, so we had a few issues. There is an electrical gremlin inside this car and it's not letting me get power to anything. But I had a go at it, tried to make it work, but I'm fucking over it. So I'm just gonna run a hot wire, start it up, and then get this baby driving off into the sunset, because that's all I want to do today is just have a go at driving this thing. So, rigged up our fuel pump, found the tickle wire for our starter motor, and then hot wired our glow plugs. So all I gotta do is glow, fucking solenoid open, and then hit our tickle wire, and then we're good to go. Just gotta fill up my radiator, and then I'm gone, boys. Off I go. Alright, so she's starting up time. So we'll go first up, we'll give her a bit of a glow. You know, just a bit of a glow. Wait till it burns your fingers. Fuel pump's open. Oh wait, I gotta hold that on there. Oh Jesus. Start them up again. Sounds good. I got something that looks like a car, it runs, nothing electrically works, but that's alright. It's just gotta have to be more diagnosed and we don't have time for it today. We're gonna get back to our real jobs. So, we'll move him out, see how she handles. I'm actually pretty happy with that. That looks good. It goes forward, it goes backwards, it stops, it goes. What more could you want? Done? That's it, I'm done. It's my new road car. I'll drive it like this. But still got heaps more to do on it. Still got to go through it, throughout the whole inside with all sound deadening, figure out what our electrical gremlin's got going on, see what his problem is. And I got to get the roof liner out of our old car, got to get the tailgates. I still have a shitload to do. So till now, this thing's going to go back to my place where I'm going to tinker with it throughout the week, and then pretty much the next episode will come in and then we'll do all the goodie stuff. So we'll leave everything for the next episode, but for now, I'm going to drive this sucker off in the sunset. Alrighty boys. Beer, boys. You've got fucking cup holders. I love this car already.